Do Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs have too many weapons on offense? Now, I know that sounds absolutely crazy, especially for the Georgia Bulldogs who haven't won a national championship in over 40 years. But stick with me here. Yes, you have to have lots of offensive weapons to win a national championship in today's college football. The whole point is to stack your team with as much talent and weapons on offense as you possibly can. And that's exactly what the Georgia Bulldogs have done. You've been watching our videos, you've been reading our stories on Dog Post. We've been talking about how many weapons Georgia has on offense for a few months now. They lose George Pickens for probably the whole season. He might come back for the Florida game if he's ready. They added Eric Gilbert, and we talked countless times about how many receivers they have. At the end of the day, yes, that's a good thing, but you're crazy if you don't think that some of these guys are going to get a little irritated towards maybe the beginning and towards the end of the year. Some of these guys are going to want the ball a little bit more, and I'm just not sure how Todd Monken is going to make everyone happy. How is he going to give everyone the ball when you have so many guys? Let's start at red running back. I mean, James Cook came back for a reason. It's to get more touches. Zamir White came back for a fourth season because he's the lead rusher. You're going to give him the ball too. Kenny McIntosh helped win the game against Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl. He deserves more touches, and we've also talked about Kendall Milton over and over again. The guy is too good to stay on the bench. He has earned the right to carry the ball more. So you already have a crowded backfield. Jermaine Burton was a high four-star guy. He came to play. He played a lot as a freshman, but if his touches go down, his opportunities go down, dude is going to be looking somewhere else. I mean, we've seen what the transfer portal has done to college football, and now when guys can transfer in conference willy-nilly without missing time, yeah, a lot of these guys are definitely going to look somewhere else if they don't feel like they're going to get the touches or as many as they did last year. Listen, Eric Gilbert's going to get his touches. They brought him in for a reason. He is going to see the field early and often and be able to make a lot of plays. When George Pickens, if he comes back, he's going to be the go-to option again. Kearis Jackson was the team's leading receiver last year. He's going to get his touches. He's going to be a senior, the veteran guy. They absolutely are going to have a plan for him. We've talked about Arian Smith, maybe the fastest player in college football. He only had 2 catches last year as a freshman. If he doesn't get a whole lot of opportunities as a sophomore, dude's going to look somewhere else. Jermaine Burton went to 4 high schools. I love the guy, but that has to go into it. If he doesn't feel like he's getting the opportunities that he deserves, dude's going to look somewhere else. Marcus Rosemy-Jack Saint was on his way to having a very nice freshman season last year. He gets hurt at the Florida game. His season is over. If he doesn't come in as in his second year and have a big impact and get a lot of opportunities, he's a guy who might want to transfer sometime this point next year or even sooner. So Don Blaylock, a guy who played a lot as a freshman, missed the entire season last year. In his third year, if he's healthy, he's not getting a lot of opportunities. Wouldn't shock me at all to see him try to go somewhere else and get some playing time, in his fourth year. So as good as I think Georgia's offense could and should be, as good as I think Todd Monken is at getting his guys the ball, there are going to be guys who are upset with their playing time and the opportunities that they're getting. That's just the way this goes. When Kirby Smart and Cortez Hankton, they go out, Del McGee, when they look for offensive playmakers, they look for the best of the best. That's why they're top 3 recruiting each and every year. The guys that they're recruiting are the best on their high school team, or the best on their 7-on-7 team, middle school team. These guys have been superstars all growing up. You think they're going to sit on the bench and have other guys get more catches and opportunities than them in their second, possibly third year? It's not going to happen. I do think there's going to be some guys who are a little upset. I haven't even spoke about Donnie A. Mitchell yet, the freshman who had an outstanding spring game. He's going to get some looks too. I just think there's only one football. There are a ton of high-quality offensive weapons on this team. I don't know how you keep them all happy, but at the end of the day, Todd Monken's going to have to figure that out. Now, not everyone's going to be happy all season, but he just needs them all to be happy and make plays enough to win a national championship. And again, that's the whole goal, right? For the coaching staff to bring in as much talent as possible. Now, they're not Alabama yet, who can pump out 2,000-yard receivers each and every year and just have that go. Georgia's never been able to do that. They've had 1,000-yard receiver in the history of their program. Terrence Edwards in he had like 1,004. He barely eclipsed that mark. I don't think it's going to happen this year. I definitely don't think two guys are going to have 1,000 yards, but there are going to be a lot of guys who touch the ball, and it's not going to be as much as maybe they want. So I do think we're going to see a lot of guys look elsewhere this time next year. I think we're going to have a different quarterback, no, not quarterback room. Well, yes, a quarterback room. JT Daniels is going to leave. But there's going to be different guys at receiver too. I just think, Eric Gilbert is not going to be able to leave after this season, so he might be in Athens for 2 years. This is Dominic Blaylock's third year. If he were healthy the whole time, I thought he would be a 3-and-out type of guy. George Pickens, definitely done after this year. Here's Jackson, done after this year. The guys you need to keep around, though, are Jermaine Burton, Dominic Blaylock, Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint, and Arian Smith. They need to get Arian Smith the football. We've talked over and over about that. He is one of the fastest, most explosive players in the entire country. If he doesn't get the ball, as many times as he thinks he should, he's going to be looking elsewhere. A lot of these guys are not from the state of Georgia. They don't have a ton of ties to the state or the program, like Don Blaylock might. He's a guy who I could see, ending his career at Georgia no matter what the playing time looks like, I guess, because he has a love for the program and all that. He was never that recruit who was looking at other schools. That was very drama-free. But these other guys who picked Georgia over high-quality programs, they're definitely going to be looking around if they don't get the ball enough. And there are going to be guys who don't get the ball as much as they think. But that happens. And at the end of the day, the best players are going to get the ball. And when the best players get the ball, good things happen. So just a question I had for this team going forward. There's just so much talent at running back, at tight end, and at wide receiver. There's only one football, and I think there's going to be a lot of disgruntled players. Not sure who they are just yet, but there are going to be guys who are not happy with the amount of opportunities they're getting. That's just because there's only one football and so many guys. So it's not going to be all happy, I believe, this year, but at the end of the day, if Georgia's scoring 40 or 50 points, that's all that really needs to matter, because in this era of college football, if you can't score, you're not winning a national championship. And Georgia definitely has the weapons to do so and make a run and have an offense where they can score 40, 50-plus points a game, especially if George Pickens decides to return halfway through. Then that's even less opportunities for those third, fourth, fifth wide receivers on the team. But maybe a crazy topic, but I'm glad y'all stayed and watched the video through this point. What do you think? It's not always, rainbows and sunshine at some of these major programs, but who do you think should get the ball? Who do you think is going to have maybe some less opportunities than they did last year? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on the website.